Hey everyone, it's Alejandro's Entertainment House here back again. And today, I want to tell you my thoughts on 2025 for Nickelodeon. To celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Eve tomorrow as well in general, I want to do some 2025 dedicatory videos to remember the year. Hope you guys enjoyed my previous two videos I made. So yeah, my thoughts on 2025 for Nickelodeon. I gotta say, guys, it was actually a great year for Nickelodeon, actually. That's right. 2025 was a really good year for Nickelodeon. Great year for Nickelodeon. As much I do think 2024 was a great year for Nickelodeon, this year for Nickelodeon, I thought it was even better than last year for Nickelodeon. 2025 has given us really great things on Nickelodeon. It was a really great year for Nickelodeon, actually. It's just me, but Nickelodeon's content is actually improving a lot this year and last year as well. Even though Nickelodeon is doing pretty bad as the schedule in the USA, it's going downhill. Nickelodeon is still going downhill, sadly, and it's still going pretty bad in USA because of the schedules. But the good thing is we're having some parity very soon in the USA, which I saw in the schedules. But however, 2025 was actually a great year for Nickelodeon's content. The brand, like the TV shows and the movies. It was actually a great year for the TV shows and movies for Nickelodeon and content in general. I want to show you the events that happened in 2025 for Nickelodeon. We got Wild Pack, which that show right there was really good. I really like Wild Pack. It was a really great show on Nickelodeon. I actually watched that show on the Nickelodeon channel, and I thought that show was great. I really enjoy Wild Pack. I watched all the episodes, and it was a great Nickelodeon show. And to be honest, guys, I do like the show way better than The Loud House. This show is better than The Loud House. I don't hate The Loud House, but I do prefer this show way better. Which that show right there is really great. I really like Wild Pack. That's a really great show. And to be honest, hope we'll get a season 2 and a season 3. Which yeah, Wild Pack, great show. Really enjoyed it. I know my YouTube friend Jats21 Store hates this show. Jats21 Store, if you're watching this, I do understand your opinion. For me, Wild Pack is a really awesome show. If you haven't seen the show yet, I recommend you guys check it out. It's a great show. And this show does prove that this year was great for Nickelodeon's content. The brand media. Not the schedules, the content, the brand media. The brand like TV shows and movies and video games and all that stuff. And we also got the SpongeBob movie, The Search for SquarePants, which, in my opinion, this movie was actually a ton of fun. I really enjoyed The Search for SquarePants. Even though there are some scenes that kind of cringe me, but hey, I would rather take those scenes over the entirety of the Emoji Movie, and hell, even the entirety of Smarts 2025, and even the entirety of the Belmont TV show any day. But still, this movie was pretty good and very entertaining and really fun to watch. A fun time at the cinema seeing the movie, and also a fun time watch. Really good film. Really enjoyed it. If you love the show and if you haven't seen the movie yet, I recommend you guys check it out. It's a really fun movie. And we have Plankton the movie, which that is a good film. That is a good film. I really enjoyed Plankton the movie. And yes, guys, I did watch all the episodes of the Wonderfully Weird World Gumball on the best of 2025. And I'm very excited what's going to be number one of the best Boeing show 2025. What's going to be the best 2025 show on Boeing? Oh, I see an ad for KFC for Dragon Ball Z. And yes, I did have the KFC Dragon Ball Z sandwich, and it was delicious. I will get that again in 2026. But let's get back on topic. Plankton the movie was a ton of fun. I really liked the Plankton movie. And I gotta say this, guys. This movie is way better than the same Bikini Bottom. And hell, even this movie is way better than the same Bikini Bottom. To be honest, guys, out of all these two, I do prefer this movie way better than this movie. Don't get me wrong, I like this movie, the Plankton movie, but this movie right there is way better. We have Plankton the movie, which I enjoyed that film. It was a good film. Not too bad actually. This one, not my interest. We have the NFL wildcard, 3 Live from Bikini Bottom, which I enjoyed that one. I actually thought it was a great show and a great way to open up 2025 for Nickelodeon. Although the only flaw I have with this is the handsome Squidward with AR, but thankfully it was 3 seconds short. I could say that, thank goodness. But still a really great wildcard show. We had these two. We have Danny Phantom Fair game, which it looks great. I gotta say, glad Danny Phantom made a comeback with this comic book. These two are in my interest. We had Nature's and the Dice of Destiny, which I haven't played that game yet, but I will get that game very soon. I heard it looks good. And we have the video game SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide, which that is a really awesome video game. I really love this video. I really enjoy playing this video game. It was a great video game. And I have it for the Switch too. And I'm actually playing it right now to dedicate 2025 for SpongeBob. And I thought that this game was really awesome. I really enjoyed that game. I'm actually at the Atlantic City level. We had Ninja Turtles titled Takedown, Garfield Kart 2, which I might play these games in the future for the Switch too. We have SpongeBob and Patrick's Timeline Twist Up, which is a really great episode of SpongeBob SquarePants from season 16. That is a really great episode right there. And that's how this year was really awesome for SpongeBob. I gotta say this, guys. This year was actually a great year for SpongeBob SquarePants. We got this episode, which is a great episode right there. We also had A Fish Called Sandy, which that episode was fantastic. And Go Fetch, fantastic short film. This year was really good for SpongeBob. Not interested. We had Nickelodeon Splat Pack, which I will get that game for the Switch too very soon. Because I really like these two shows, Rocko's Modern Life and All Real Monsters, which they're classics. I will get that game soon for the Switch too. Nickelodeon Splat Pack, which looks great. And we have the final thing for Nickelodeon this year, which is My Weird School, which is coming out today. But anyways, let's see what happened besides that. Oops, I need to go to the... Oh, there you go. My favorite thing that came to the original series for the series premieres on Nickelodeon this year is easily Wild Pack, which Wild Pack is a great show. I really like Wild Pack. Wild Pack is a really good show. We had Tales of the Two Mutant Turtles, Nickelodeon TV premiere, which I actually watched that show on Nickelodeon, and it was a great show. Sadly, the show ended shortly. I mean, it would be nice if the show got 2 more seasons. The only flaw I have with Nickelodeon this year is the schedules in the USA. And another flaw I have with Nickelodeon this year is I think the unfair cancellation of Tales of the TMNT. That's the flaws I have with this year for Nickelodeon. But this year for Nickelodeon was really good. As a matter of fact, I actually went to the theme park in Madrid to go to the Nickelodeon Land Zone this year 3 times. One time in July 18th, 2025. Second time in October 11th, 2025. And third time on November 29th, 2025. On November 30th, 2025, I meant. Which is really awesome. And yes, guys, I'm very excited to go to Nickelodeon Land next year in 2026 in July 15th. So yeah, very excited. By the way, Bubble Guppy Super Princess Maurice is also another flaw I have with Nickelodeon this year. But yeah, I prefer the original Bubble Guppies better. By the way, Tales of TMNT, and after 2 seasons, is the most unfair cancellation of the year for Nickelodeon. But Camp Coral, ending after 2 seasons on the Nickelodeon channel, it was perfect leaving the show after 2 seasons because I think it's probably because a lot of people are already into that show. But I'm aware that Steven Hillenburg was aware. But I do know Steven Hillenburg was aware of Camp Coral being greenlighted before his death. My favorite season premiere of Nickelodeon for 2025 is easily the 16th season of SpongeBob SquarePants, which is a really great season of SpongeBob SquarePants. I like this season more than season 14. And season 15 was also better than season 14, by the way. I think season 15 and 16 were definitely the best SpongeBob seasons of the decade. My favorite and by the way, the Kids' Choice Awards for 2025, the 2025 Kids' Choice Awards this year was really good. Actually. And I will watch the 2026 Kids' Choice Awards when it comes out. My favorite movie from Nickelodeon that came out this year is easy the SpongeBob Movie Search for SquarePants, which is the best one for the Nickelodeon 2025 movies this year, actually. And my favorite out of the video games for this year for Nickelodeon are Titans of the Tide and Nickelodeon Splat Pack, which I will get Nickelodeon Splat Pack pretty soon in the future. And by the way, rest in peace to Michelle Trenchberg because she passed away this year. And also rest in peace to Jeffrey Garcia and Jim Ward because they passed away this year. Rest in peace to them. They're absolute legends. Anyways, that's all for 2025 for Nickelodeon. I gotta say, it was a great year for Nickelodeon. Actually, I hope. And by the way, let me say this again. So I start seeing. Let me say this again. Maybe 2026. Hoping that 2026 will be another great year for Nickelodeon. Because last year and this year were great years for Nickelodeon. Why not next year? 2026 could be another great year for Nickelodeon. If it's a pretty bad year, that's okay. At least they tried. At least 2025 gave us surprises for Nickelodeon. Hopefully next year will be a great year for Nickelodeon. Maybe. Who knows, guys? Time can tell. Anyways, thanks for watching my thoughts on 2025 for Nickelodeon. What do you think of 2025 for Nickelodeon? Well, for the media that Nickelodeon made, do you think 2025 was a great year for Nickelodeon? Or you find this year a bad year for Nickelodeon and you're not into that show as much as you used to? Comment, let me know. I'm very curious on your thoughts on 2025 for Nickelodeon, for the brand, for the TV shows and movies. So yeah, thanks for watching and Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Goodbye, guys.